And well, hello there folks, it's me RGB from RJBTV, and tonight we're gonna look yet again at RyanTeacher against Byul. Two apparently really strong, fastest map, 1 versus 1 Gosus, who are here to entertain us yet again tonight. RyanTeacher in the previous game, before this one, proved to everyone who ever doubted whether RyanTeacher was a Gosu or not, that yes, he is a Gosu, that yes, he is pretty damn amazing at StarCraft 1 versus 1 by beating Byul in a Zerg against Protoss, which I have not seen a whole lot of people do. I can pretty much count people who I've seen achieve a win Zerg against Protoss against Byul on perhaps 1, maybe 2 hands, which is not a lot of hands, and not a lot of fingers, which means we're at least 5, maybe 6, it could be 7, but most definitely is not 8. Okay, so we've got RyanTeacher here on the yellow. Wow, I am colorblind, holy crap. This is not yellow, it's pink. Pink Protoss, RyanTeacher, and we got Byul here on the... I'm trying to see if this is gray or if it's pale blue. I'm gonna go with pale blue. It's kind of gray, but I also see a hint of blue, but gray has a hint of blue, so honestly, I'm not too sure. Is this blue or is this gray? I'm gonna go with pale blue. Like, I hope I'm right. Does it matter? No, it does not, because the colors are different, that's all that matters. Byul going for double hatchery before a pool, doing the exact same thing that RyanTeacher was doing in the previous game. Late pool, no choke. Late pool, no choke. Although RyanTeacher did build towards a choke as the game went on. How is Byul gonna try to prevent that from happening to him? How is Byul gonna try... Wait. Wow, I'm mixing up their names. So not only that I... Also, that's a double triple nexus. That's wild. That's some wild stuff there coming out from RyanTeacher. He wants to go out guns blazing. Full out, all in on massive, chunky, huge economy. And I think about the 6-minute mark, he should already be pretty rich. By 7-minute mark, he's going to be exploding with money just flowing right into the bank. Because he'll be on 60 plus, maybe even 70 probes at about 7 or 7.5 minutes. Which means he's going to be rich very quick. So what I wanted to say earlier is, how is RyanTeacher going to prevent Byul from building towards being in the possession of a healthy choke all the way from here in the back, build up to the front? How is he going to prevent it from happening? We got triple gateway on the way there for RyanTeacher and a gas as well, which means the Cyber Core should be coming out very soon. But first, let's build a wave of Zealots, because that's what the gateways are for. He's found him across the map. So both, well, RyanTeacher for now knows that Byul is here on the 11 o'clock spawn location. Zerglings are moving out to scout the map. Overlord already doing a little bit of pre-scouting work. Probe is hiding in the corner. He might build cannons here, like a pylon, some cannons, or maybe he's just gonna stay there to, at some point, go right back in to scout a little bit more information. And it looks to be scouting for a little bit more information. Zerglings are coming out full force. He's getting Zergling speed, added on 2 more hatcheries, which means total of 5, or a +4 hatchery build order. The Zerglings are of course there to keep Zealots away, make sure the Zealots stay here at home, to protect the one single cannon, because when you've got about 6 or 8 or 12 Zerglings, they can kill a single cannon pretty easily. So the Zealots more or less have to stay here at home for a little while longer. He's already on 31 probes. It's going really fast when you go for Nexus, Nexus, Forge, and then Gateways. It just goes really fast. So probe there going to 1 o'clock. Zerglings are on the chase, trying to kill it, which means that Byul gets himself a little bit more time to prepare for this mass Zergling attack. And while that's happening, Byul is droning up. He loses a Zergling there, does a little bit of damage to the Zealot, but the damage a Zergling does to a single Zealot is pretty much non-existent. Like, it's gonna heal up all of its lost shielding pretty damn fast. Now more Zerglings are coming in. They're ignoring the Zealots in the front, going straight for the back. There's 1 cannon in the back, and is not getting protected by anything at the moment. So the Zerglings do make their way in. And Byul gets right on top, starts hammering away in the back, starts breaking through pretty much everything that there is in the back. Getting on top of the probe there on the gas. The gas is getting demolished. What matters the most is that RyanTeacher prevents disastrous amounts of damage. But losing those probes on the gas, it hurts. It hurts. But the situation is not as bad as it would appear, because if he had only +1 Nexus, the probes that he lost would have, of course, hurt him a little bit more. But considering he's got a +2 Nexus, it hurts him, but it's pretty easy to recover from. Byul's gonna try to snipe a couple more of them probes, gets one more. Gonna try to get one more there on the mineral stack, gets one. I think he killed about, I want to say 6, 7, 8 probes in total. Pretty good hit, to be honest. I think those Zerglings achieved what they had to achieve, and that is killing probes and keeping RyanTeacher busy, which will prevent him from building proxy robo-base here on the middle. So he did his job. We got Zealot Speeder on the way for RyanTeacher and level 1 attack as well. He's getting a support bay and a shuttle. He's going to get a reverse shuttle to back up the Zealots soon as well. Pretty much the same recipe that Byul did in the previous game. And in the previous game, Byul did not have +2 Nexus. He went for no Nexus opening into a lot of Zealots and fast reverse shuttle. RyanTeacher is more or less doing the richer variant of it. The richer variant where he has a lot more money in the bank. He's going to try to snipe that probe there. No, he's going to try to run through. Probe also getting attacked, but can't quite kill it. RyanTeacher moves it out of harm's way just in time. So now RyanTeacher is going to build cannons here inside of Byul's base with Byul as a spire. You get Mutalisks on the way, but now RyanTeacher is on the attack. Getting right in there on top of the Sunkens. Those Mutalisks are going to have to save the day because those Sunkens are not going to survive this attack. This is a lot of Zealots. Now you did go in right before level 1 attack finished up. With level 1 attack, you could have done way more. You could have killed way more Sunkens, but going in before level 1 attack finished kind of hurting him in the sense that the attack could have been stronger. But if you waited for level 1 attack, you would not have killed all the Sunkens here in the base. So Byul losing a lot of his defensive power, but RyanTeacher losing almost all of his offensive power. Because he no longer has any Zealots that are capable of really doing much with all those Mutalisks there in the air. The one thing he has going for him though, RyanTeacher is now forcing those Mutalisks to stay at home to make sure those Zealots still here do not attack Sunken or the drones. Which means that RyanTeacher here back at home can safely build up cannons, get himself Dragoons, and get more advanced technology rolling. The game is looking very good for RyanTeacher. He even kills the last remaining Sunken, which will... I'm not sure whether Byul is going to build more Sunkens, honestly. He might try to just go for a diverse unit composition to ride out the game with. Like he might go for Lurkers, he's got Mutalisks in the air, he's getting Double Evo Chamber as well in the back, he's getting Air Carapace, getting Overlord Speed as well. He might just try to play this out with not a lot of Sunkens to protect himself. RyanTeacher's supply is getting pretty big because his probes 73. As I said before, 73 probes, 75 probes. He's rich and he's macroing really hard. Adding on a lot of gateways for that massive gateway army. Got Lurkers burrowing up there in the front for Byul. Does RyanTeacher have an observer? He's got an observer on the way, so he's preparing himself for this one, but keeping the observer alive might prove to be pretty difficult with Overlords hanging on the sides and the Mutalisks in the air to snipe the observer. So that might be pretty difficult. Also, Byul is not really getting any additional defensive structures. He's getting a creep colony there in the front. Getting his upgrades for his Hydralisks and Lurkers. Getting Overlord transportation now as well. Not going for a fast hive. Adding on more hatcheries too. He's down 49 drones. RyanTeacher going for the attack. Lurkers right on top of the Lurkers. Gonna lose all the Dragoons. Gonna lose mostly the... well, pretty much most of that advanced force attack. Shuttles are on the retreat, going back home. Mutalisks are going to try to snipe them out of the air. They're getting closer. The Mutalisks are inching closer and closer. Got double observer now finished up. Shuttles, oh, they do escape back home, so the shuttles do stay alive, which means the shuttles can go back in another time for a second chance to kill those drones in the back. And there's not a lot to protect those drones in the back, but we do have some Overlords on the sides, providing him with valuable vision. But you will still spot out the shuttles. So level 1 armor and shield are on the way there for RyanTeacher. He's mining from a total of 5 gas on 84 probes. There's a lot of probes on the minerals. He's gonna have a lot of minerals in the bank to keep financing these attacks. The limiting factor, I believe, is going to be his gas. He finds his way through. Double Reaver in the front. The observers are getting taken down. Reaver taking big fire there from the lurkers, and the Mutalisks micro in the air make sure that the observers go down before the lurkers go down. So pretty well microed and defended there from Byul. He has his priorities in the right place. So RyanTeacher now taking control over the middle. He's got the Dragoons to keep those Hydralisks and those Mutalisks away from stopping him. The level 1 armor finished up, getting Templar Storm now as well. And Templars are on the way, and so are more shuttles for more shuttle drops. And yeah, morphing more lurkers. He might put them at the front, might put them at the back to protect the lair and the drones. Also clearing out the sides now to take away all that vision that Byul has of the map. There's still 2 overlords hanging here though, right next to his base, which he might forget to clear out. He might forget those 2 overlords. And yes, he's not going to kill those 2 overlords there on the side. Also, he did get overlord speed, and he's got transportation. He's going to fly all the way around the map. But he did get spotted out there by a zealot, and Dragoons are already moving to intercept those overlords. So the very fast attempt at an overlord lurker drop with Hydras in the mix, probably not gonna arrive on location. Now RyanTeacher has 2 options: go for the attack, or try and intercept those Hydralisks, those flying overlords. 2 options. If he puts some Templars at the back here to protect his probes, he could ignore those overlords, but he's not putting... Oh, drop comes in. Mutas and Hydras are coming to intercept. 2 shuttles make their way in. There's Templars in the mix, and he gets a storm off. And gets some pretty big hits. Gets him down all the way to 21 drones. And he was on almost 60. I think he had about 58. So that is a pretty devastating blow to Byul's economy. He still has a little bit of money left in the bank, but he's pretty far behind on RyanTeacher now. But RyanTeacher still has not been able to push forward into this Lurker, Overlord, Hydralisk, and Mutalisk combination in the choke. He simply keeps on losing his observers. He's got 3 of them this time around. Maybe 3 of them will be the charm that's going to make this work. But so far, Byul has been defending that choke, protecting those lurkers, which are protecting the choke itself pretty damn well. Finds the observers with the Mutalisks. Mutalisks do stay alive, and all the observers are dead and gone, and the drop there comes in over the bottom side. 2 Tempers have arrived on the scene. There's more cannons being warped in at the same time as well. Pilots are unloading. Lurkers on the scene. Probes are running to safety. He kills 20 probes. So still a pretty damn good hit, but I think at this point in the game, losing 20 probes for RyanTeacher might actually just help him open up supply space. He's got over 8,000 minerals. He should be fine. He should be fine losing only 20 probes. Now, he might not know that he lost only 20 probes. He might not know that he lost only so few. So he might still make a couple new ones, but so far at the moment, he's satisfied with having lost about 20 of them probes. He's going for a bigger army, more units, and he's trying really hard to keep those observers alive. He really needs that observer to stay alive, or he has to maybe go for a mass shuttle Reaper drop inside of Byul's base. Snipes the shuttle, Mutalisks stay alive, dodges the double storm. Got an observer in the front, observer gets taken down as well. RyanTeacher still has some storms to try and take down those lurkers and still try to break his way into Byul's base. And Byul is doing a pretty good job recovering his economy. He's got a greater spire on the way. I see the Defiler mount actually. It's a normal spire warping in, morphing right here. I thought he was going to go for a Defiler mount first, but he's going to go for a double spire for double air upgrades. We've got Queens hanging on the sides to ensnare. Probably ensnare shuttles that are coming in, make it easier to kill with the Hydralisks and the Mutalisks. He's currently mining from 6 gas. He's going to have to fill out the remaining 4, but he's still working on getting a bigger drone army for more income. And yeah, RyanTeacher rebuilt 3 probes. Not a lot of probes he built back, but 68, that's a pretty damn good amount. Once again, kills the Observer with the Mutas. The micro on the Mutas is just pretty damn good, and it's actually keeping him in the game so damn effectively. RyanTeacher is not allowed to progress much. He has progressed a little bit, but not much. Although now, there's no Overlords on the scene, Observer hanging in the air. Byul goes for the attack, wants to snipe the Observer, but can't quite find it. It's going to try to take down the Reavers instead. RyanTeacher storms on his own Reavers, but also hits the Mutas, but the Mutas stay alive. Drop comes in. Starts to storm, hits a pretty damn good storm, hits a double storm, kills about 20. At a pretty bad time. Oh, and some drones in the front going down to the Reavers. Looks like RyanTeacher finally got up a good hit on Byul. Byul's still alive and still in the race, but things just got a whole lot more difficult because now he has to use about 20 larvae to build 20 new drones. If he doesn't, he's gonna get outpaced. He's gonna get outpaced and outspent. 54 drones is not enough to keep up with this very consistent production from RyanTeacher. He's got 8 robots on the middle. That's a lot of robots, a lot of Reavers, and potentially shuttles, but largely a lot of Observers, which he now will no longer be able to snipe out of the air because the Observers, the Mutalisks, are dead and gone. The Lurkers are no longer his failsafe against these frontal pushes from RyanTeacher. But the Guardians in the air do push back all the Reavers and Dragoons, but it will only keep them at bay, keep them away for so long. His supply has plummeted down to below 130, and just early he was almost on maxed out supply, almost on 200. Whereas RyanTeacher still has a lot of money in the bank. Another drop flying over the bottom side there, over the 9 o'clock spawn location. Guardians in the air getting stormed to death. Dragoons marching forward, having some trouble with the Guardians up on the high ground there. Drop is ready to go any time now. More Reavers are crawling forward through that choke point. We've got about 7 or 6 Observers assisting, making sure that if one goes down, there's 5 to replace it. And if even more go down, we still have a couple of them left to detect those Lurkers. So the upgrades for RyanTeacher at the moment are on 2-2 for armor, shield, and weapon. And Byul is also on 2-2 for armor and attack. We've got the shuttle drop coming in, gets ensnared, getting sniped out of the air by the Hydras. Very well defended there by Byul. He might just wrestle his way back into being on even footing with RyanTeacher. There's some great ensnares on everything here. Ensnares really helping him defend, also helps him detect the Observers, but the Observers do stay alive. And the Lurkers have nothing to protect them. Lurkers by themselves, not that awesome. Lurkers with combination of Hydralisk, Guardians, and Mutas, pretty damn awesome. With Observers in the air, they do lose a lot of their value, specifically against Reavers, but the Reavers run out of Scarabs and they attack move into their own death, which now gives Byul a small little opportunity to push into the middle, because the middle is not very well protected, although the Reavers just spawn. 1 Templar on the scene, got 3 Dragoons, 3 cannons. And it looks like Byul does not want to take the fight to the Reavers. I mean, the Reavers are pretty damn scary with damage upgrade and pretty damn good armor upgrades as well. They're pretty chunky boys with massive damage, specifically in these tight, narrow choke points. It's difficult to play Zerg. Damn, it is difficult to play Zerg. So Byul now adding on 2 more hatcheries. He was playing on 10 hatcheries all this time, now going for 12. He's got upgrades being researched left and right, but largely focused on building more Hydras, Mutas, and probably needs a little bit more gas to morph them Guardians. He's using most of the gas to make the Mutas and the Hydras themselves, but he doesn't have enough money to turn the Mutas into Guardians. He's spending a lot of the gas on Lurker morphing. Trying to find some high priority units there in the mix. Doesn't kill anything. Surprisingly, the Templars stay alive, the Reavers stay alive. Still great micro there on display. Shuttle drop goes in. I think it's gonna get sniped out of the air. Everything gets sniped. Templar alone. Templar dies to the Lurkers instantly, not even allowed to blink, even for half a second. Dead and gone. gone too soon. This is the fleeting moment. So we're now on about 9 robos in the middle. He hasn't really built much over the past, I'd say, 9 minutes. Pilot is on the high ground. Reavers are crawling to their own death. A huge mistake there from RyanTeacher. Loses 3 of the Reavers before they even shoot back on anything. All the Hydras on the high ground got stormed to death really effectively. Observer's dodging his own storms. Yeah, RyanTeacher's got a pretty strong army knocking on Byul's door, but now the Muta's coming right back in to snipe them. Templars doing a really good job at doing so, but also losing some of them. But killing the Templars is pretty damn important. And also killed all the Observers, which now means the Dragoons are marching straight into their second grave. Straight into their second graves. More shuttles being made. Byul is pushing forward. Byul wants to kill this. And I think Byul is going to notice that there's not a lot here on the middle to protect the middle. Well, the Reavers keep spawning at the worst possible times for Byul. Still going to try though. Reavers have to build their Scarabs. Mutas are in the air killing the cannons. Now getting on top of the Reavers. Byul might just take the win right here. If those Reavers go down, the middle is dead and gone. And the middle being dead and gone means no more Reavers for RyanTeacher. Pretty much only gateway units. It's going to be difficult to keep up with Byul. Byul has miraculously, somehow, weathered the storm. And RyanTeacher calls GG. Wow, I did not expect Byul to make a comeback like this from the situation he was in after that first big drop that destroyed his economy. He played that one out really, really, really well. I'm impressed. That was really particularly well played. RyanTeacher tried to bring the frontal pressure with the drops mixed in to Byul's front door, and he was knocking on that front door for quite a bit. He brought a sledgehammer. He tried to bring a bulldozer, but that door wouldn't budge. That door wouldn't give in. Byul kept on persevering, and that door, he kept rebuilding it. He kept fixing it. He kept making it stronger and stronger until that door was, well, a little bit too strong to take down. It's kind of how things go. You just keep on going, keep on soldiering through, and at some point, you'll come out victorious. So once again, Byul here on the red Protoss, and we've got RyanTeacher on the pink Zerg, ready to return Byul the favor. He wants to make Byul pay for defeating him in the previous game. But as we all know, Zerg against Protoss, it is always an uphill battle. But so far, both players have proven to you and I, and to themselves and their opponents, and all the viewers who were present on this day, that they're both capable of taking down the other player, their Protoss. And no matter how you twist and turn, that's a fact, and it's an impressive fact. And because it's an impressive fact, and because they've done it before, there's a chance they can do it again. There's a realistic chance that they are going to beat Protoss again in this series. I'm kinda hyped about this one, because nothing feels as good, as orgasmic as the Zerg against Protoss win. Nothing feels quite as good. And RyanTeacher is planning on going for the cheese. He's planning on going for a Zergling rush, and it just so happens to be that Byul right here is going for Nexus into gateways, which might actually be the single worst opening after Triple Nexus. Like, if you go +2 Nexus, that is pretty much the worst possible opening against the Zergling cheese. But going for Nexus into gateway, I think that ranks about second. I think that ranks about on the second place, but first he has to find him. And finding him, he hasn't yet done so. He still has those Zerglings there now on the map. Scouting is going to find the probe, and finding the probe might just cue us in on where Byul is. So the drone is going to this 5 o'clock, and the Zerglings are also going to 5 o'clock, and they're going to have to turn around very soon, because now we're... Oh yeah, he turns around just in time, getting right onto the scene with those Zerglings, and the alarm is sounding for Byul because his Zealot isn't finished yet, and the probes are under attack, and there's nothing here to protect those probes. This is pretty much a nightmare situation there. A 6-pool Zergling rush coming out from RyanTeacher. And he's trying to get as many probe kills as he can. Pretty good probe control there from Byul. Zealot is out on the map. He's ignoring the Zealot for now. Do notice Byul is not using a stack attack because the Koreans do not allow stack attacks because they think it's cheating. So they don't use it. Gets a good surround there on the Zealot. The Zealot makes it out with great control. Zergling's getting stuck in between those probes with the probe unstack, glitching. Yeah, this is going well for Byul. I expected RyanTeacher to control his Zerglings a little bit better right there, but the probes kept clipping into those Zerglings. I think he should have just gone for the pylons instead of going for the probes. Kill both pylons and the game is over. If the pylons are gone, Zealots are not going to spawn, which means, of course, that Byul dies a pretty embarrassing death, to be honest. It's more like a rock, paper, scissors, but it sucks to lose Protoss against Zerg not once, but twice in the same best of series. Goes in for another attack, but has to move out. Probe there is killing drones. Drone almost is down, unstacks a drone. Zerg is forced away from the Nexus yet again. There's a cannon on the way. He's on 11 drones in total. He's got triple hatchery. Triple hatchery there for RyanTeacher. More Zealots keep spawning. Zerglings can no longer go for the attack there on the probes because cannons are protecting the probes now. Which now means that Byul is feeling like he can go for a counter-attack. He can go for a counter-attack. We got triple sunken there on the way for RyanTeacher. 2 are still just creep colonies and 1 is almost finished up. Will he be able to defend himself against these Zealots? That's a lot of Zealots are coming out, and more Zealots are spawning right here and walking about across the map ready to attack. Sunken 1 is finished, but Sunken 1 is also finished off by the Zealots. Zerglings are spawning, getting us around there on the Zealots. The Zealots are too great in number. Drones are relocating to the right side of the mineral stack, away from the Zealots, clipping into the Zealots. More Zergs are coming and arriving on the scene, and all the Zealots are dead and gone. All the Zealots are dead and gone. And now he's got about 12 Zerglings, maybe 14 or 16 entering the middle, looking for a way to maybe go for a counter-attack and do some return damage onto Byul. RyanTeacher now in 16 drones. He's behind on schedule, specifically because Byul has double Nexus, which means, of course, a lot of money. He did lose a lot of probes, but he's recovering quite nicely. Overlord then moved to the front. Zealots are moving away. More Zealots are entering the front there, though. Zerglings are sneaking through. And he's got 2 cannons. Byul notices he pulls his probes out of the minerals, gonna try to protect those cannons from the Zerglings. Doing so pretty successfully. The top one might go down there though. Top one goes down, but only 2 Zerglings stay alive. The probes provided just enough additional damage to make sure that the Zerglings don't completely kill all the cannons and don't kill some of the probes. So that was really well done there by Byul. Quite a simple move, not very complicated. You just select the probes and you click somewhere and they get off the minerals. That's as easy as it goes. And now Byul is getting control over the choke, building cannons there in the front, wanting to make sure that RyanTeacher is not gonna build his way to a choke by pushing Sunkens and Creep forward from this location towards the middle. Got a Citadel of a Doom there on the way from Byul. And level 1 attack as well. I spot a triple robo here in the front. And a cannon now being warped in as well. Actually, the Sunkens might just arrive at the pylon before the cannons to protect the pylon finish up. Which might mean that the robos will also go down. RyanTeacher very aggressively pushing forward with Sunkens, trying to contest this proxy robo base that Byul is trying to set up right in front of RyanTeacher's face. Zerglings are assisting the Sunkens. Zealots are trying to slow down the Sunkens to make sure that all the cannons will finish up, and that's a lot of Zealots. So I do think this will work. It's gonna be a very close call here, though. It's gonna be a very close call because the Zealots are going down pretty fast, and a lot of Sunkens are finishing up, but the cannons are attacking the Sunkens. Looks like there's enough cannons to protect this proxy robo base. Looks like there are enough cannons to make this into a stalemate. We've got a knight. Oh, he goes in with a Zergling attack, gonna try to finish them off before it's too late, but there's a lot of cannons here. There's a lot of cannons. He calls GG. RyanTeacher realizes that, nope, this is not gonna work. I'm taking too much time killing this. It's costing me too many resources. It's costing me too many Zerglings, too many drones, too many Sunkens. And I'm not killing enough cannons. I'm not gonna be able to kill the robos before the Reavers come out. He calls GG. He realizes he hasn't achieved what he wanted to achieve. Gives us win number 2 there for Byul, and something I never ever do is looking at the statistics. We have 71 units killed there by Byul and 28 by RyanTeacher. 135 produced by RyanTeacher, but it's mostly Zerglings and some drones. For Byul, mostly Zealots and a couple probes. Structure is kind of insignificant. Resources mined is more showing of whoever had more workers, and that's by default always going to be the Protoss. It's always going to be the Protoss. Anyway, that was it for today. That was part number 2 in this RyanTeacher against Byul best of whatever set. So far, we've only had Zerg against Protoss, and I think we're gonna get one more Zerg against Protoss in the next game, so that both players have played Zerg against Protoss twice, and whatever comes after, I'm not too sure, because I do know how many replays there are, but I haven't looked at what races they're going to be playing. So I also don't know who wins what, because usually races do somewhat favorite one or the other race. Anyway, I hope you do return for the next video sometime soon. I hope I'm not going to take too long, and I hope you enjoyed this video, so please do leave a like, a comment, a subscribe, or maybe even consider becoming a member, even though I absolutely hate asking for it. So just follow your heart. Whatever you want to do, you do it. You are the champion. You are the king of your own life. Have a good day, have a good night, or have a good morning, or a good afternoon.